Hello students, welcome back to the maths class. Today we are starting the remaining questions of our coordinate geometry. As I have told you in the previous session that we are starting the remaining questions in the next session. So in this session we shall try to cover up the whole chapter because as I have told you earlier, the chapter is not too lengthy. So although we are going to cover the last question of the textbook exercise and then some additional questions I have found, so that 4 or 5 questions additionally we shall also solve it. Okay, so let us begin with the question number second. I think we are starting 3.2 second question. So sorry, 3.3 second question. So 3.3 second question, they said to us, plot the points x comma y given in the following table on the plane, choosing suitable units of the distance on the axis. See, they are saying choosing suitable units. So first of all, I will make you clear what is the meaning of suitable units. For example, as you can see, the graph paper is in front of you. Normally, in most of the cases, we take a scale 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter. Now, 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter. What does it mean? For example, you look at the graph paper. Suppose you look from 0 to 1, then 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So see difference, I have taken here 1 1 means I am taking 1 unit in my graph paper, and you know that each and every block of the graph paper is of 1 centimeter. So I can say here scale, I can write down scale, always write down at the right top. Scale, we can say it is 1 unit. 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter. Okay, so please solve this question onto the graph paper. Okay, so now let us see how we can plot the following points. However, how to plot the points that I have shown you in some of the previous questions, but here I will show you a little new method which is more practical, and this method we can utilize in upcoming further questions. Okay, so let us see how we can utilize. First of all, see what is the first point given to me. Minus 2 and 8 means x coordinate is given here minus of 2 and y coordinate is given here 8. So first look at the x coordinate. What is x coordinate given here? Minus of 2. So this is my x axis. You know it very well. The horizontal axis will be called as the x axis and the vertical one is called as the y axis. So on to the x axis, first I will reach to minus of 2. So see, I am reaching at this point. Okay, here minus of 2 on the x axis. Now I need to go to the y coordinate 8. Since y coordinate is positive, from minus of 2 only. See, I am right now at minus of 2. So from minus of 2 I will go in upward direction and then I will reach till 8, just in front of 8. So this is my point here. This point I will say A, and the coordinate of A will be here minus 2 comma 8. Okay, this is first point we got here. Similarly, let us see minus 1 comma 7. So first of all, onto the x-axis, search where is minus 1. So minus 1 is lying here. Okay, then we need to go to 7. So 7 is positive. So from minus 1 we shall go in the upward direction and we shall reach up till 7. So here I will mark the second point. So this point I will say it is point B. And what can be the coordinate of B here? Minus 1 comma 7. If you want to verify, see minus 1 is the horizontal distance while 7 is the vertical distance. Vertical distance is always y coordinate while the horizontal distance will be the x coordinate. Now let us see the next point, 0 and minus 1.25. So first of all, what is the x coordinate? 0. So on x coordinate I will reach to 0. Okay, means at the origin. Then I need to go to minus 1.25. Since my y coordinate is negative, I will go in the downward direction. Okay, so I will go, first of all I will reach to minus 1, but my point is little further, that is minus 1.25. So approximately you mark here between minus 1 and minus 2. I can say that this is minus 1.5. I can say the middle one. Okay, between minus 1 and minus 2, the middle one is minus 1.5. and then middle of -1 and -1.5, this point, the middle one, okay, this point I will mark as -1.25. so this point I will say it is point C, and this will be 0 comma minus 1.25. okay, so I hope it is clear to you. The middle value you have to take of -1 and -1.5. okay, now the next one is x equal to 1 and y is equal to 3. So first of all, reach at x equal to 1. Where is x equal to 1? At this one, x coordinate 1. okay, so on x-axis I am reaching at 1. Then from 1 I will go to 3, means I will mark the point at this place. This is D 1 comma 3. okay, and last one is 3 comma -1. So first locate the point 3 onto the x-axis. On x-axis, where is 3? See, now it is little bit congested. okay, this is 3. Look at the movement of the cursor here. X equal to 3 is lying here, and 3 comma -1. okay, so I need to rub, I think so. So C value I will write down on that place, so it will be visible to you clearly. So let me rub that one first, then I will show you the 3 comma -1. okay, so this one I will rub. This point I will mark here at this place, C1. okay, this is my point C, and I can say it is 0 comma minus 1.25. okay, I hope it is clear to you now. okay, you don't mark this arrow. This arrow I have shown you just for your reference. You can mark clearly this point at this place. And now look at the last point, 3 comma -1. So see, 3 I am reaching here at this place, and then -1 I will go down. So this point I will mark as E. This is 3 comma -1. Hence the topic, this question gets over. So simply just we need to mark some of the points. If you don't like this method of marking the points directly, then you can draw the horizontal and vertical line also. But remember, as the time passes, you will go in class 10, you need to learn this method only, because whenever we are plotting certain number of points, and with the help of that points, some figures are going to form like square, rectangle. So each and every time that horizontal and vertical line method will not work. So try to adopt this method. Now it is nothing over there. For example, suppose I want to mark, I will show you some more samples. Suppose I want to mark -3 comma 5. okay, this point I have to mark here. So see, -3 is the x coordinate. So search where is -3 on the x-axis. On the x-axis, -3 is here, right? You see the circle I have done, -3. Now from -3 you have two options. Either you can go in upward direction or you can go in downward direction. So look at the value. If it is positive, go upward. If it is negative, go downward. So minus of 3, I will go till 5. In this way only I will reach till 5. okay, so this is the point of -3 comma 5. Now similarly you can mark some other points also. okay, so I hope this question is clear to you. Now let us see some of the additional questions. Textbook questions we have covered now. okay, so I am solving now some additional questions. See the additional question number 1. They are saying here, plot the following points and check whether they are collinear or not. Collinear means that points which comes onto the same line, means when you join them it forms a line. okay, so let us see our points are coming collinear or not. In this part number A I am doing it, and part number B I am keeping a homework for you. okay, so in the assignment I have mentioned the part number B. From that you can see and you can write down in your notebook. Now 1 comma 3, first point. So see, search x equal to 1, means x coordinate is given here 1. So we shall reach first of all onto the x-axis. I will mark here, this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. okay, now on x-axis where is 1? At this place. Look at the 1. okay, and then from here I need to go till 3. So till here I will reach, this point I will mark. this is a point 1 comma 3. It is better you form the habit, you write down the coordinate along with the points, because sometimes we are not knowing which point I have formed here, what is their coordinate. So write down the coordinate along with the point. Now similarly, minus 1 comma minus 1. So first I will go to x-axis minus 1. So on x-axis, where is minus 1? It is lying here. Now as I told you, I have two options, either I can go upward or I can go downward. So y coordinate is given here minus 1, so I can go downward, and till minus 1 only I need to reach. So this is my second point. This point coordinate is here minus 1 comma minus 1. Since there is space is not there, I am writing on this side. Last point minus 2 comma minus 3. So x equal to minus 2, and from minus 2 I will go down, and here I will mark the point. This is my point, third point, minus 2 comma minus 3. Now let us see how we can draw a line between them. Is it possible? Are they coming collinear or not? Okay, so let me draw the line between them. So first of all, see, I am taking this point, and from this point I am just drawing a line. See students, whenever you will draw, you will also find it your line is also coming in the same manner. Okay, observe perfectly, it is coming as a one line. Okay, so I just use the line tool and I have drawn. You can use the ruler and you can join all the 3 points. So we can say that according to the graph, according to the graph, it is clear. It is clear. All 3 points are collinear. All 3 points are collinear. Okay. Same way you can write down the answer of the second part. If they do not come collinear, means whenever joining with the help of line, if they are not coming on one line, then you can say that they are non-collinear. Okay, and in that case don't form the line between any 2 points. If all the 3 points coming onto the line, then only you try to draw the line. If you judge all the 3 points are not coming onto the line, then simply say, since all the 3 points are not coming onto the line, they are non-collinear, or as per the graph they are not coming as a collinear. Okay, now let us see the next question. Now I am taking additional question number second. Okay, so see the second question. What they are saying in the second question: plot the following points and write the name of the figure thus obtained. Means whenever we shall plotting all the points and we shall join the points in the order, then some figure could be formed. It may form a triangle, it may form a rectangle. Okay, any special kind of quadrilateral could be formed, because 4 points we have given. So we need to find out which particular figure would be formed by joining this all 4 points. So let us see the first point, P minus 3 comma 2. So x equal to minus 3. I am reaching at minus 3, and from minus 3 I am going to 2. So I think this is my first point, minus 3 comma 2. I will mark this point as P, and if possible we shall write down the coordinate minus 3 comma 2. Okay, look at the second one, Q minus 7 comma minus 3. So Q minus 7, I am reaching here, right? Because minus 7 is the x coordinate, and from minus 7 I will go down till minus of 3. So this is my second coordinate, Q, and coordinate of Q will be here minus 7 comma minus 3. Okay, now R is given here 6 comma minus 3. So first on the x-axis I will reach here. This is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. So on the x-axis I am reaching at 6. From 6 I will go down and I will mark the third point. This is my third point. This is called as point number R, and this coordinate will be 6 comma minus 3, right? Last one, 2 comma 2. So x equal to 2 means lying here, okay, and then I will go upward 2 comma 2, so it can be marked at this place. So this point will be called as point S, and coordinate of point S will be here 2 comma 2. Now let us join these all 4 points with the help of line. So let me draw the line between them. This is the first one I have drawn, okay. Then similarly I will select once again and I will draw a line between P2Q in this manner. Again I will draw a one more line between Q to R. Sorry, once again we can draw it. This one we can delete. Yes, once again we can draw a line between point Q and R. So we can draw a line between Q and R in this manner, okay. And now we shall draw finally a line between S and R. So this is a line I have drawn between S and R. Now you tell me which shape do you observe. I hope definitely you will say we are observing a shape as a trapezium, because here you see the line QR and line PS are perfectly parallel, because on graph paper it is a combination of infinite parallel lines only, vertical and horizontal. So here we are observing PS and QR are parallel lines and the another pair is unparalleled. So in trapezium we know that one pair of opposite side would be parallel. So we can say that PQRS is a trapezium, okay. And in this trapezium you must mention who is parallel, in which we'll write down further, in which who is parallel, PS is parallel to QR, okay. However, it is not asked in the question, but if you can give one or two additional information by your own and if you have time you can definitely give it, okay. So this is your answer of the additional question number 2. Now let us start the additional question number 3. So what is given in that? Let us see once. In the additional question number 3, it is given that point A, B, D, 3 points we have given, whose coordinates are given here 5, 3, -2, 3 and 5, -4 are 3 vertices of a square ABCD. Plot these points on a graph paper and hence find the coordinate of the vertex C. Okay, means these 3 points we have to plot on the graph paper, then we have to join it, okay. And the fourth vertex means actually it is third vertex in the sequence, but this vertex value, the coordinate we need to find out. So let us see how this question can be done. First of all, you see, I will plot the 3 given points A, 5, 3. So observe 5, 3 means x coordinate is 5. So I am reaching here first of all at 5. From 5 I need to go to 3. So here I will mark my first point, that is A, whose coordinate is given here as 5, 3. Achha, one thing I forgot to inform you in the previous question also. Students, please write down the scale each and every time, okay, because in the previous question also we forgot to write down the scale. So 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter. That is a compulsory part in the examination, in the question, okay. For example, suppose in the previous question also we can mark the scale first. I think additional question 2 we forgot to write down the scale. So here give the title scale and then mark as 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter. Okay, most of the cases it can be 1 unit equal to 1 centimeter. For example, in some of the question you are taking a gap of 2, 2. For example, 0, then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and so on. So what you will write down here, 1 unit is equal to 2 centimeter. Okay, in that case you can write down the scale in that manner. Now let us see the third question which we are doing it. So So here in this question, first you see the point A I have marked. Now let us mark the point B, minus 2 comma 3. So first I will search on the x-axis minus 2. So minus 2 is lying here. From minus 2 I need to go to the positive 3. So this is my second point. Okay, this point I will mark as point B, whose coordinate I will mention as minus 2 comma 3. Okay, now the third coordinate given to us, 5 comma minus 4. So where is 5 comma minus 4? X equal to 5 lies here, and then minus 4. So I will go down, this point I will mark. So see, this is my point number D. This will be 5 comma minus 4. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Now you see C point will be required here. Now one thing you note, if it is given a square, then A to B, B to C, C to D and D to A, all values will be same. Second thing, the point C will lie exactly the below point B and in front of the point D. So observe, if I go from point B, because C will lie exactly below to it, if I go down and I am going continuously till I come in front of D. So see, this point if I mark, let me mark this one, this point if I mark, I can say this point will be definitely just below B and it is in front of D. So this is only the C point they were asking it. Okay, and now you mark it, join the all the 4 points, definitely you will form the square. I will show you. See, if I join it by line, so suppose if I go B to A, okay, similarly if I go same way B to C, yes, then similarly if I go C to D, right, and let me correct this one a little bit, yes, and if I go in the same manner A to D. So now observe the figure. If I ask you, can I say that it is a square? If I verify the property, so can I say that yes, it is a square? Definitely we can say it is a square. I will show you how we can say it is a square. First of all, you observe A to B, what is a length? So A to Y axis you come first, because A to B directly we can find out the length. Count the number of boxes from A to B it is coming. So see, I am counting it over here. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, 6 and 7. So I can say that the length of AB will be here 7 units. Now count from B to C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then again 7. Same way you count C to D and D to A. Everywhere the length will be same 7 units only. Now the question comes here, what will be the coordinate of C? So first of all C. C, what is the horizontal length? See, this is horizontal length. Look at the movement of the cursor. Okay, horizontal length is here 2. Okay, length is 2, but if I talk about the coordinate, that will be minus of 2. Okay, and what is the vertical length? This vertical length, that is 4, but if I talk about the coordinate, that is minus 4. So I can say that the coordinate of C will be minus 2 comma minus. So we can say that coordinates of point C will be minus 2 comma minus 4. Remember, first we shall write down the x coordinate and then we shall write down the y coordinate. X coordinate means the horizontal length. Here only sometime the student attempt the mistake. Okay, they think about the vertical one as a x coordinate, but remember horizontal length you have to pick up. So horizontal length is here how much? Minus of 2. And how much vertical length we have? That is 4. Once again, you see, this is horizontal length I am talking about. Okay, this horizontal length is 2 and vertical length is 4. Okay, so if I write down in terms of coordinate, that will be minus of 2 comma minus of 4. Length cannot be negative. That's why I wrote as a positive. Okay, so I hope this question is also clear to you. Now one more question is given. Such kind of questions are given to you. I think I am taking now question number 5. Let me check. Yes, question number 4 is homework for you. It is in the same manner. So you please try the question number 4 by your own. Now question number 5 we are going to solve it. In the question number 5, see we have given that PQR is an equilateral triangle with the coordinate of Q and R as minus 2 comma 0 and plus 2 comma 0 respectively. Find the coordinate of the vertex P. Student, this is a little bit higher level question. I am taking some of the questions from the exemplar problem also, because I found there is no other kind of questions are remaining except now question number 5 and question number 6. And I hope if these additional questions you covered along with the regular textbook questions given, I don't think any other question will come apart from this questions. Okay, so let us see. This question is little difficult. Okay, not so simple. We have given that first of all PQR is an equilateral triangle with the coordinate Q and R we have given. So what is the coordinate? Q is given here minus 2 comma 0. So first of all we shall mark the Q point as minus 2 comma 0. So minus 2 means I will reach first of all the x-axis minus of 2. So x-axis minus of 2 is coming here. Then you see the second y coordinate is given to us 0. It means that we need not to go in upward direction as well as in the downward direction. This is only the position of minus 2 comma 0. Okay, so this point I can say this point is of Q and this value will be minus 2 comma 0. Similarly R, so value of R is here x equal to 2 and then y coordinate is 0. So this point will be of R. Okay, and we can say R coordinate is given here as 2 comma 0. Now somewhere the point P lies. Find the coordinate of the vertex P. So P value we need to find out here. So see, P value will lie somewhere in the plane. For example, if I say the P lies at this place, okay, somewhere I suppose in the place of between 3 and 4, for example. Okay, I don't know where is the value of P lies, but suppose I take the value of P at this place, and then if I join P to Q and then P to R. So let me join first of all P to Q and then similarly if I join the P to R. Yes, P to R. Okay, and already Q to R is coming onto the line. So if you want to join that also we can join it here. So Q to R also we shall join it. Okay, so here we can say that this is my triangle. Okay, PQR. Now in this triangle PQR, first of all you observe what is the value from Q to O. I need to find out the coordinate of point P. Okay, so coordinate of point P, here I have taken the point P onto the y-axis. I have not taken in the second quadrant, I have not taken in the first quadrant. Why? Because if I take the coordinate P onto the second quadrant, it will not be having the same distance from Q and R, because in that case it will be more nearer to Q and it will be far from the R. So value of PQ and PR will not be same, as we have given that the PQR is an equilateral triangle. So definitely as per the definition, then P will be having the same distance from Q to R. Then in that case P should lie onto the y-axis itself, because Q and R are also lying onto the x-axis. Okay, So according to the definition, if I go, P will lie definitely onto the y-axis. Now here you observe Q to O. Q to O, if I talk about this length, Q to O, this length, if you see, it is perfectly 2 units, because minus 2 to 0, that will be 2 units. Same way, if I talk about O to R, that will be also 2 units. Means I can say that the value of Q to R total, if I count, that will be 4 units, and hence the value of PQ will be also 4 units, value of PR will be also 4 units. Second thing, we know that the axes are always vertical, so this angle will be of 90 degree, that we can say. So we have triangle POR, this point I am supposing O. Okay, so I can say that triangle POR is a right angle triangle where the value of OR I know 2 units and value of PR I know as 4 units. Okay, so first we shall mention here, since the value of OQ is equal to OR is equal to 2 units. Okay, so we can say that therefore the value of PQ is equal to QR is equal to PR is equal to 4 units, that we can say. Now further we shall apply here a Pythagoras theorem. So write down further, also triangle POR is right triangle. POR is right triangle, that we can say. So we can say that therefore in that case, now see, Pythagoras theorem says the square of hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of other two sides. You must have used Pythagoras theorem in the lower classes. So who is your hypotenuse, which is coming in front of 90 degree? So PR is my hypotenuse. The square of PR, okay, is equal to sum of the square of other two sides. In triangle POR I am talking about, so other sides are PO and OR. So I will write down square of PO plus square of OR. Now let us put up the value here. PR how much I have? PR is given here as 4 and PO we don't know, so keep PO as it is. And what is the value of OR I have? That is 2. Okay, so let us solve them. Square of 4 will be equal to here 16, square of PO will be as it is, okay, and plus square of 2 will be equal to 4. Now if I solve it little further, okay, so 4 I will bring onto this side. So this will become 16 minus 4 will be equal to square of PO. Now see, square of PO will be equal to here 12. When square will go onto that side, it will become the square root. So PO will be equal to under root of 12. Okay, remember we can't write down 12 in the form of perfect square. So we can do one thing, square I am sending onto that side, it is becoming square root. Now you may ask here plus minus why it is not coming, because we are finding the length here and length could not come negative. So we are discarding the possibility of negative sign. Now 12 you see I can write down in this manner also. 12 I am writing 2 into 2 into 3. So here one pair of 2 is complete, that will come out and we will get the value of PO. So PO will be equal to here 2 under root of 3 units. Okay, now see, if I come to the figure again, look at the figure. So P I am marking here as 2 under root of 3 units. See, this is value of P as 2 under root of 3. Now you see this vertical distance is coming here 3 units. Means I can say that the y coordinate of P will be definitely 2 under root of 3. And what about the x coordinate? Since P lies onto the y axis, its x coordinate will be 0 and y coordinate means the vertical length is getting here as 2 under root of 3. So this we can say the value of coordinate P will be 2 under root of 3. So that we will mention in the answer. Since point P lies on y-axis, therefore what we can say, therefore x coordinate would be here 0. X coordinate will be equal to 0. And what about the y coordinate? Y coordinate will be here equal to the length of PO, that is 2 under root of 3. Okay, so therefore finally we can conclude here the coordinates of P, coordinates of point P is given as 0, 2 under root of 3. Okay, this is your answer of this question. Little lengthy, but I don't think only one Pythagoras theorem we have applied and simply we got the answer over here. Okay, so this is your answer of your second last. Yes, students, now we shall start the last question, that is question number 6. Write the mirror image in x and y axis for the following points. 2 points I am taking here and 2 I am keeping homework for you that you can try by your own. Now first of all, what is the mirror image? Mirror image means the same, exactly the same image will form, the same shape will form, but on the other side. Okay, for example, first of all you see the 3, 4 is the given point. So where 3, 4 will lie? Suppose if I say the vertical axis is my y-axis, which is already marked, and this is my x-axis. Okay, so 3, 4. So x equal to 3 I will go, and then from 3 I will go to 4. So this point I will say this point is 3, 4. Right? Now 3, 4 mirror image I need to find out in x and y axis both. Let us see how we can find out. First of all, you see, if I go vertically, okay, from 3, 4, if I go vertically downward direction, then I will cross the x-axis, and if I go horizontally, then I will go cross the y-axis in the left side. Horizontally left side. If I go, I will cross the y-axis. So if you go in a particular direction, vertically or horizontally, so whichever the axis you will cross, you will form the image in that particular axis only. So for example, if I go vertically, how much I need to go vertically in downward direction? You see the points are given 3, 4. Then remember, from the x-axis I need to take the distance, the horizontal distance I need to take 3, and the vertical distance I need to take 4. So suppose if I go on to the x-axis, and from here, see this point if I am selecting, so already I have taken a distance of 3 units horizontally. Now from here, if I go vertically till 4, so I can say that the vertical distance also I have taken 4. So this point, if I mark, this point coordinate will be 3, minus 4. And you observe 3, minus 4, we can say it is a mirror image in x-axis. Similarly, if I go horizontally, means I reaching to the y-axis, means from this point, if I want to create a mirror image, so see, horizontally I need to get the distance 3 units and vertically again 4 units. The condition is same, but now it is required to take from the y-axis. So from here, if I go 3 units horizontally and see if I mark a point here, then this point I can say the vertical distance will be 4. This distance is 4 and this is 3. Okay, this distance I can say it is 3 and this distance we can say it is 4 vertical from the y-axis. Same way from the x-axis, you see this distance is 4 and this distance is 3, right? So we can see that this point will be here called as minus 3. So this point will be called as here, yes, minus 3 comma plus 4. So this will be the mirror image of this point 3 comma 4 in y-axis, while 3 comma minus 4 will be the x-axis. So now see, we shall mention over here, first of all 3 comma minus 4 will be the point here in the x-axis. So 3 comma minus 4 and then minus 3 comma 4 will be the image of the given point in y-axis. Similarly, look at the second point given to us. Second point what we have given, minus 3 comma 4. So see, minus 3 comma 4 lies already here. Okay, so if I go horizontally then I will cross the y-axis, and if I go vertically then I will cross the x-axis. So let us go vertically. So if I go vertically, now x-axis, the condition is same because point is given minus 3 comma 4. So horizontal distance will be 3, which already I have taken 3 distance, we can see here, and then 4 value I will take. So this point I will mark as minus 3 comma minus 4. So for the point minus 3 comma 4, I can say minus 3 comma minus 4 will be the image in x-axis. And observe, for this point minus 3 comma 4, if I go horizontally then I will get 3 comma 4 as an image here. So I can say here in y-axis the image will be 3 comma 4. Okay, so in the same manner we can definitely find out the mirror images of the other point as well. Here both the points were similar, so easily in single attempt only we found the value of images of both the points. Different points you need to work out in a different manner. Now students, we have finished the chapter. Whatever the additional questions could have possible that I have taken over here. Okay, now next time onwards we can start the chapter number 4, that is linear equation in two variables. In that chapter also we will be required to plot the points and we need to draw the lines also. So in that chapter you will find out many similar things as we have covered in the coordinate geometry. That chapter will not be too small like this, but it will be also a simple topic for you. Okay, so let us see the next time chapter number 4, that is linear equation in two variables. Okay, thank you.